Hello everybody and welcome to another Transformers third party review. In today's video we're taking a look at the latest offering from X-Transbots. This is part of their Master X series. This is 86 MX-XIII Berserker Scout CRACKUP, aka Stunticon Breakdown. I have a very sneaking suspicion that these boxes will form part of a larger picture, but for now let's take a look at the front of the box. We've got a really nice picture of Breakdown. Side of the box we have CRACKUP's spec. On the back we have opposite image at the front there. Again, I think that's going to be a nice little image in itself. And bottom of the box we have Breakdown in his vehicle mode and a warning not to eat your toys. Before I crack this open, I would just like to bring your attention to the tiny little packaging. Here we have it alongside Red Alert and a Star Wars Black Series carton. As you can see, this figure is already a lot cheaper than other figures that are competing against it, and they're cutting down on shipping costs as well by sending us the bare minimal and giving us the toy as opposed to the box. He comes packaged in a polystyrene clamshell, much like we get with Fans Toys. We get his alternative face, we get his weapon and a screwdriver. We get a set of X-Transbots World's smallest instructions, but it's still very readable. It's quite self-explanatory and it does the job. You know, they've cut down everything. I mean, there's no paper wastage here. It's all quite legible, and yeah, I think they've done a pretty nice job. And of course we also get CRACKUP's collector's card as well. It doesn't really mean a great deal to me. I know some of you out there really like these. So there's a quick look at his bio, and we can just flip that round again. We've got that same artwork on the front, and here we have him out of his packaging. He is solid as a rock. Feels incredible, especially for the price. Now, he's not white, as you can see. He's this off-white, almost cream. We do have space for an emblem sticker on the front there. They've kind of grafted it out there and let us do the last piece of work. Have that very nice red section on the bonnet there. Nice tires. Tires are rubber. Look at the rear there. In essence, to look at, it is just the Lamborghini Countach. Visually it looks the same as Sideswipe and Red Alert, which is exactly what X-Transbots were going for. Now, I don't have many Decepticons disguised as Autobot vehicles, so he's kind of on his own at the moment, but here he is alongside other vehicles from the Masterpiece line, both third party and official. And here we have the cheaper knockoff version, you know, the guys that stole the mold, that turned up on my doorstep. I did not purchase this. I would not recommend anybody to purchase this. This is the same kind of design as the X-Transbots one, but it feels nothing like it. It's got that rubbery feel to it, and to be honest with you, just chuck that away. That's fine. This, on the other hand, I am very much impressed with. Comparing it to the official Lambo, it holds together exceptionally well, possibly more so than the official product. And I mean, don't they look really nice together? The length and size, it's almost exact. We've got the full intact spoiler as opposed to the broken spoiler. The rear end spin out can get involved in some of the action as well. We've got good exhaust placements, nice clean section on the back here. All of this is kind of held together nicely. This one's very much split up. I've always had problems with my Lambo. If you've followed me since the day one, mine's never held together exceptionally well, but I think X-Transbots have done a very good job. I mean, to be honest with you, theirs looks a lot cleaner with a lot less seams. Checking on the underside, really nicely done. Everything's tidied away exceptionally well. Concentrating on him on his own, he rolls really nicely. He's got a very clean, smooth finish. I liken it very much to the finish that we got with the Junkions. They've done a really nice job. It's such a low ride as well, but its clearance, there's not a lot, but there's enough to make it roll without damaging the underside. And if you look through that windshield, if you can see it, you can just about make out the head and the feet section, but the smoked glass really does work wonders. Now, much like his Autobot cousins, he comes with a weapon which can be mounted in vehicle mode. We bring this peg down. It's just a nice simple blaster, kind of made up in this metallic blue, the same blue that we've got throughout the vehicle, and that just slides down into the back. Not overly intrusive, not a huge profile on that, but it's a weapon nonetheless. It's not quite what we got with the G1 toy, where they'd mount out of the back and come up and above. It's more realistic in my opinion, but at the same time I think that works. Now, as amazing as CRACKUP looks, I have to get him transformed up. The instructions take us from vehicle to bot mode. They don't take us through to combined mode, but I am led to believe that combined mode is literally just the vehicle attached to the back of the large bot, pretty much like the G1 cartoon. I don't think you're going to get any more G1 accurate than that. Some people might not like that, but I feel sorry for some of the third-party companies because they jump through hoops to keep fans happy, and when they finally do what the fans have been asking them to do, they get criticised for it because it's either one way or the other. Anyway, let's disengage the weapon. That just pops up. How you can slide that up like so. I'm not sure if there's a way of storing the weapon on the inside. Really don't know, but for now I'm just going to put this weapon over to one side. Now, growing nails, you have to lift this piece here upwards so it's in the upright position like that. That's probably the most difficult part about the transformation. You need to pull that away so that this rear piece here, basically it's come away. Easiest way of getting access to that is to pivot the spoiler. Just pull this piece away just enough, because this is going to flip upwards into that position. The panels on the underside here going to fold outwards like so. You can open up this back piece like this. The door comes away just by that wheel arch. You want to do that with both sides, and then this whole leg piece is going to unfold. The torso instantly wants to drop downwards. Make sure that this knee plate is completely upwards. That then allows us to get a nice angle on this leg, and you want to slide that all the way down so the peg pops through the other side. So if, for example, these are upright and you're trying to slide that down, you won't be able to force it down because you're going to get resistance from these knee pads. So just slide that back out again, bring these up, and then that will just slide down nicely into that joint. You can bring the feet in at this angle, which allows us to fold the windows in without any clearance issues. And mine is a little loose anyway, but you need to make sure that it drops down. When it's in car mode, it's in this up position like so, but we need to make sure it's dropped down so the pin is at the bottom, and then we can rotate this all the way around. This lower torso is going to rotate all the way around. Open up this tab on the side, that's going to open all the way out, and then this tab here is going to come up to this angle, and then this whole piece here is going to fold down with this panel pushed down. Make sure that this joint is up, and this is going to come down, and that's just going to tab in over the end of this leg piece. This piece here is going to fold down, and if you look here, there's this tab just here, that's going to tab into the side of the leg, holding that all into position. And then with all of that secure, we can bring the feet down, bring those up like so, and then bring that heel spur down. And you want to just slide the foot so that it locks into position underneath that leg. And then we want to rotate the leg at the thigh. Let's tackle the top half. You want to bring this piece here upwards like so. First look at our head sculpt, and it is glorious. These wheel panels are going to come outwards and outwards. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of these hinges. They do look quite small. I would just put those down as a section to be wary of. I don't think anything's going to happen with those, because it was the same style of hinges that they had with that bootleg, and that hasn't broken, and you saw how I handle it. So you want to fold this panel down. That's going to come all the way down to the front, and in doing so it brings the head upwards, and we can just bring the back of his head down. And if you look on the underside there, there's a screw on the inside. That's how we change out that faceplate, and we pop that piece in. You bring these arms up, extend. These are going to fold around on themselves and over and around again, and then rotating the fist. Nice and easy, he says. Again, extend, and then just bring this arm up and over and around. God, that is as solid as a rock. And these feel lovely and smooth. They're definitely up the game with the plastic, which will please a lot of people. Push the torso piece downwards so that it clicks and tabs into place. These are going to rotate upwards, and as we're bringing this piece up and over, there's this small locking tab. Bring that up, that comes over, and that's going to slide all the way across those shoulder joints, and you're just going to push that, and that's going to lock all of that shoulder piece into position. Love how that looks. They don't feel fragile. I can't see those breaking, so I'm pretty happy with that. Come around to the back, and you've got these panels on the inside. Again, you need nails or a tool. You want to bring those out, and they're going to be fillers for the side panels. Come around to his back, and you want to pull this away from this windshield section. Looking at it from the top, you want to use this hinge here, and it's going to bend back on itself like so, sliding that down. These hinges are going to bend inwards on both sides. The spoiler piece is going to rotate 180 degrees all the way around, and then we're going to bring this piece upwards, sliding on to the back like that. These tabs can then come all the way around and over onto the back like that. That comes all the way down, and that license plate section tabs in on the back here, and then this backpack drops down, and we're going to slide this in. The head has a tab just on the underside. That's going to tab in on here to lock that into position. And then finally we can bring this bonnet section up and close off that back piece. And there we have a very nice looking breakdown. Love how he looks. Exceptional head sculpt as per usual with the X-Transbot figures. They have kept this cartoon aesthetic all the way throughout their line, but personally I think the figures have just got better and better. This is definitely no exception. Nice bit of heft to him. He feels very nice in hand. Like I said, very much like their Junkions. Not overly convinced by these shoulder pieces here, but they're definitely not terrible. I mean, I've had this for a couple of days now, and these do occasionally want to pop out of position, but we can still move the arms up and down. The shoulders do still go round. We can go up to the side as well. Nice ratchet on there. Head can look up. We can look down. We can go left and right. No quizzical tilting though, unfortunately. I would like a little bit more range on that backwards pivot there, but that's not too bad looking down. We have an upper bicep rotation. We have not one, but two bends on the elbow, rotation on the wrist, and masterpiece style hands. We get a rotation on the waist, slight hindrance by that back kibble there, but at the same time it does allow for a very nice abdominal crunch forwards. Nothing going backwards though, unfortunately. Moving the legs forwards, we get a hip skirt to the front, allowing forwards motion, backwards motion, really nice and clean out to the side on a very nice ratchet. I mean, look at that. That is incredibly well done. Get upper thigh rotation. We get a bend on that knee. Nice 90-degree bend there. You are limited somewhat on those pegs again. Not a huge fan of the small bracket here, but it does feel like it's made of a very solid plastic. Nothing feels like it's going to break. I mean, that being said, my Unique Toys Brawl had a much stronger looking joint than that, and his foot came clean off, so it's something to be mindful of. But you get pivot up and down. We can get some up and down on that toe as well. To give you an idea of how he scales with his fellow Decepticons, you know, I think that looks okay. I don't believe any of the aerial bots or the Stunticons ever made it onto that Sunbow chart, so I have no idea how tall they're meant to be, but vehicle mode, it's perfect, and I personally think that it looks spot on in this mode. Now the X-9 versions are nearer the height of Starscream and Megatron, etc. They're definitely more of a leader style figure as opposed to Voyager, but I think it's all preference. Personally, I think this is how they're meant to be, because if we bring in Red Alert, who's meant to be the same mould, then, you know, they are pretty much spot on. But if we compare them to the Zeta aerial bots, then there's quite a bit of difference. I think people can either get on one camp or the other, and I think the be-all and end-all is going to be when we finally get a combined mode scale shot alongside the likes of Megatron, so we have an idea of how it will scale with our other combiners that are already out, such as the Toy World Devastator, and of course the soon to be completed Zeta, Bruticus and Unique Toys Bruticus. It'll be interesting to see how they all square up. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen, the first entry into the X-Transbots Stunticon line. Now this is a very cheap budget figure, and in my opinion you are getting an incredible amount of plastic for your money. It holds together exceptionally well. It looks and feels easily on par with their Junkions, and I'm thoroughly looking forward to the rest of the figures in the wave. Until next time, from myself and CRACKUP, thanks for watching, goodbye.